Guna Kabira.
Automatically it promises committed already. Promises.
Yes, so this is how we make up for that. So next part. So let's see. In Tashahhud, there are a couple of things we do. One, we remember Allah based on three things for Allah. What are those three things? What are those three things for Allah?
Worship, tongue,
Worship of tongue, body and wallet. Two. Three things for Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Salamti, Rahmat, Barakat. Alhamdulillah. And then we do one for ourselves and one for our brothers who are Salihin. So this is the concept you should have in Tashahhud. This is what you are doing in every Tashahhud. All those salahs that we prayed, did you think of this? This is what we are doing, okay? Next.
We never had this feeling or understanding.
Especially for Tashahhud. I'm telling you, this can be taught to a boy of grade 7 and 6. No? So, something that we missed out, our children should not miss out on that.
and then we are keeping your promise. Always.
Okay, so let's talk about what's next. We do something else. In a Tashahhud, we recite the kalima, we recite the shahada. And we have been talking about the importance of shahada. Does anybody remember the importance of shahada? What was it? If your last words are the shahada, where do you end up? In Jannah, inshallah. So I recite the kalima. What do I do? Recite that. So what do I say? I say ashhadu, I bear witness, that la ilaha, there is no ilah illallah except Allah. You know the meaning, correct? And then I say wa ashhadu anna, and I bear witness anna, that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is abduhu, his servant. Whose servant?
Allah.
Allah. And rasuluhu, his rasul. We did this before, right? Abduka, and rasuluka, and his rasul. So we make these two testimonies. We give this. This is in Salah. This is what we are doing. And we also remember anna, in, and inna. These words we need to remember them. Remember them for good, right? And for each we have an example to learn. The example for an is ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. The example for anna, ashhadu anna Muhammadan abdu wa Muhammadan Rasulullah. And insha'Allah, and for inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Okay, next. Abdu, his slave, Rasuluhu, his. When you see something like this, is it quite clear? Rasuluhu, his Rasul, his messenger. And the plural for Rasul is Rasul. What kind of plural is this? Is this a broken plural or is it a solid plural? It's broken. Because the ones that are solid should have waw noon and ya noon at the end. Right? What is the plural for Nabi? Nabiyun. What is the plural? Nabiyun and Nabiyyin. MashaAllah. So the plural for Nabiyun is Nabiyun and Nabiyyin. So it's solid plural. But if I say, no brother, Nabi also has a broken plural. Anybody know another plural for Nabi? Anbiya. MashaAllah. But so it's possible for one word to have both kinds of plurals. This is my favorite question in the quiz, by the way. Tell me a word that can have a solid plural as well as a broken plural. MashaAllah. Dr. Saab is really in it. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah. So ashhadu anna Muhammadan abdu wa rasul. Before we move on, I want to share something with you. And that is, hear me out, brothers and sisters, I know when you are going to die. You see, he couldn't even close his mouth when I said that. Yes, brother, I know. I know for sure. And when I tell you how, you would also know, brother. Brother Shahzad, you are going to die between two salahs. Any questions? Either between Fajr and Zuhr, or between Zuhr and Asr, or between Asr and Maghrib, or between Maghrib and Isha, or between Isha and Fajr. So each one of us is going to die between two salahs. Alhamdulillah. And if my last words are Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I have glad tidings for Jannah. So in every salah, in tashahud, remember death at this point. Remember your death at this point. You might not be living in the next salah. You know how many people die in accidents every day on the street? Do they know they're going to be killed or die in that accident?
No.
Who knows we are going to live till next salah? No one. So in each salah, I have this intention. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Oh Allah, think this, you don't have to say it. Oh Allah, if these are my last words and I die before the next salah, kindly give me Jannah. Provide for me Jannah. So how important salah is? You know why salah gives you all the qualities? Because the one who remembers death, he's the wisest of us. It's a hadith. One of the Sahaba asked the Prophet ﷺ, tell me who is the wise, which of the mu'mineen is the wisest? And of course the answer was beautiful. The one who remembers death often, and you stop there. And one who prepares for it. He is the wisest. So each one of us who remembers death is preparing for his death. And of course then his amal should also count. Alhamdulillah. So what is this? Emergency doctor telling us about an Arab Muslim country. We know about this, right? So let's move on. So we have just completed the tashahhud. Small brief chapter, but let's just revise it. When we sit in the tashahhud, we do a couple of important things. Number one, 3 things for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Repeat. 3 things for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do at-tahiyyat, worship of the tongue, azkar, so worship of the body and worship through our wealth. All for Allah. And 3 for the Nabi, salamti on him, rahmah and barakah. And 1 for ourselves, salamti, and 1 for all of us brothers and friends is also salamti. And then we recite our shahada, we give testimony. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. That's the first part. Alhamdulillah. Can you imagine? All those brothers and sisters are missing out on this salah. Of course, they are missing out. Okay. So inshallah, now if you really are a mu'min and you think about those who missed out, what should you be thinking? I am going to convey this to somebody. I am going to take it to the next. If you don't, brother and sister, who's going to come? Somebody from Pakistan? No. Inshallah. Inshallah, it's going to be you. It's going to be you all who are going to do it. Inshallah. Okay, the second part, 16b grammar. What is it? We'll talk about fa'il. And now, the grammar now is easy. The grammar now is easy. Nobody, gave me any reaction on that. Grammar from now on, inshallah, is easy. You don't believe me, I think. No, it is. Let's see. We, in the last lesson, covered these fa'il, maf'ul, fail. Fa'il, maf'ul, fail. Fa'il is the doer. Fa'il. This is from a previous lesson. We're just revising. So what we did, we learned, and repeat with me. Fa'il, maf'ul, fail. Fa'il means the doer. Maf'ul means upon which the thing is done. And fail means the noun of that verb table called masdar. I want to repeat this. In each of the tables, we did the table. First of all, let's remember what we did. We learned a couple of tables. One table, that of fa'ala, fataha, nasara, daraba, sami'a. Shakara was one of nasara. So 4 types of table we did. And in each table, we did these signs. Like Fateh, Maftu, repeat with me. Fateh, Maftu, Fat. Nasir, Mansur, Nas. Darib, Madrub, Dar. Same, Masmu, Sam. All of these are fa'il, maf'ul, fail. All of these, the general term for all that do are fa'il. So Fateh is fa'il, Nasir is fa'il, Same is fa'il, Darib is fa'il, because they're all doing something. So fa'il is the general term for all those words that sound like fa'il and are doing something. Are we clear? So they are all called fa'il. So fa'il is a general term, doer, and specific fatih, the one who is the doer of opening of the door, opening of something. Nasir, the helper. Darib, the hitter. Sami, the listener. So these are all fa'il. And the fa'il acts upon somebody. So when the fa'il acts on somebody, the person or the thing that receives that is called maf'ul. It's called maf'ul. So fa'il, maf'ul. So repeat with me. Fatih, maftu. So fatih is fa'il and maftu is maf'ul. So maf'ul is a general term for all of them. Maf'ul, and like I said, Nasir, Mansur. So Mansur is also maf'ul. Sami, Masmu. Masmu is also maf'ul. Darib, Madrub. Madrub is also maf'ul. So all these are maf'ul. Maf'ul is a general term for any word which receives. So receiver is maf'ul and giver is fa'il. General term. And the last one, fail, is masdar. So for the fa'ala table, the masdar is fail. For the fataha table, the masdar is fat. For the nasara table, the masdar is nasr. For the daraba table, the masdar is darb. And for the sami'a table, the masdar is sam. But they don't all follow the same pattern. The masdar or the noun does not follow a certain pattern. They are different. For example, for dakhala, the masdar is dukhul. Okay? For rahima, the masdar is rahmatun. Okay? For zalama, masdar is zulm. So that means I will have to learn these masdar for every table on their own. Did you get that? It's not very difficult because all these words you also use in Urdu, by the way. So for each table, there will be a fa'il, there will be a maf'ul, and there will be a masdar. That fail is called masdar. So the masdar in the fataha table is fathun. And the masdar for the nasra table is nasrun, the last one that comes at the end in the table. In fact, I'll show you where is it. When you come to the table. So let's just look at these and repeat this after me. Ja'il, Maj'ul, Ja'al. So Ja'il is fa'il, Maj'ul is maf'ul, and Ja'al is masdar. Ja'il means the doer, the maker. Ja'ala was he made. Ja'ala he made. See the word Ja'ala, you know Urdu, brother? We use this word Ja'ala in Urdu. Do we? Okay. They say you asked for it. Remember that? You asked for it. There was a person in Hyderabad and he knew this word Ja'ala very well. You know Ja'ala is Jals, you know Jalsazi? Kya hoti hai? Jali note. So in this village of Hyderabad, there was this boy, this man who had a business of printing fake notes. Jali currency banata tha. And he was doing a roaring business. One day he put in his machine, put the wrong numbers, and out came a note of 15 rupees, 15. So he said, well, there's a 10 rupee note and 20. There is no 15 rupee note in India. So he goes, what do? I got all these currency notes and 15 rupees. He said, he lived in Hyderabad. He says, in Hyderabad, nobody is going to take them. Let me go to a village of Hyderabad where people don't know much what's going on, and I'll just, take care of these 15 rupee notes. So he goes into the village and he sees a very old lady, just, barely walking, couldn't hardly see. He goes, let me give it a try. So he takes out the 15 rupee note and he hands over. He goes, Amma ji, bhan milega. Bhan is change. Change milega. And the lady, she picks up and she just doesn't look at it. He said, 15 ka bhan milega, Amma. Give me change for 15. Amma goes, beta, I'll give you 14. He goes, no problem. I'll take 14. So she goes into her pocket and gives her 2 sevens. And you gave them 2 sevens. Now, how do you like that, Rizwan?
मैं एक चीज बोलूं, ये सेम जो हैदराबाद वाला प्रिंट करा, but he get that change. He tried to do this transaction in Hyderabad same.
That was a nice try. Okay, but since you asked for it, so now you'll never forget the word Jain. Okay. So what does Jain means? Maker. Not this is maker of or could be anything. Doing good things. Okay. Anything. Maker. So the next one was Nasir, Mansoor, Nasr. So Nasr is file. Mansoor is maf'ul. Don't you see the sound of maf'ul and the sound of Mansoor, Maftu, Maj'ul are the same?
Yes.
So Arabic is about sounds. If you can recognize the sounds and identify the sounds, you will identify the meanings of the words that go along. So all the sounds which are like maf'ul are the receivers. So if I say zalim, zalim is file. And what is mazlum? Maf'ul. Zalim is the one who gives zulm, who makes a zulm. Mazlum is the one who receives. Get it? Alhamdulillah. Abid is the one who worships, and the one he worships is ma'bud. And who gets that worshipping, to whom his worship is ma'bud. Similarly, Khaliq is the creator, and what will be the sound of makhluk? So what is makhluk? Maf'ul. So creator, creation. So from now on, you don't have to memorize this. If somebody says, Allah is Khaliq, you can say, and we are makhluk. He is Nasir. He is helping me. I am Mansoor. I'm being helped. He is Fatah. He opened the door, and the door is Maftu. So, door is being opened. Right? So likewise, Zakir is the one who is making dhikr. And Mazkur is the one upon whose zikr is being made. Right? So Razik is the provider.
And dhikr is mastar, is it?
And dhikr is mastar, mashallah. I forgot the prices again today, brother. But anyway. And dhikr is, so similarly, for Nasara, the mastar was Nasr. For Khalaqa, the mastar was Khalq. And for Zakara, the mastar was Dhikr. See, Dhikr, not Zakar. Dhikr. And dhikr is with your tongue, going through your teeth. Dhikr. Dhikr. The tip of your tongue. And what about Razaka? Razaka, what's the master for Razaka? Rizq. Rizq is for this. So mashallah. So fa'il, maf'ul, fail. So fa'il, maf'ul, fail. This fail is called verbal noun or is called masdar. Remember, masdar means sword. No, masdar. So qara, he read. Darasa, he studied. Fahima, he understood. And kataba, he wrote. If I tell you, now just this is a quick exercise. I said nazara, noon, zadra, nazara. He saw, to see, from nazara, nazara. And I say, which bab does it belong to? Which door? So you will say, brother, first tell me the mudari. So nazara, yanzuru. Yanzuru. Nasara, yansuru. This exercise you have to do. Now if I say, what will be the amar from nadara, yanzuru? Will it be unzur, inzur or anzur? Why unzur? Because this is from nasara, unsur. This was just to remind you from, we did this yesterday, right? So let's go on. These 4 verbs you know now, and you can actually make sentences with this. Darasa. Darasa is he studied. For example, if darasa is he studied, what would be the fa'il for darasa? Daris. And maf'ul, madrus. Right? And what will be the masdar? Dars. Thus, the masdar you have to first find out. It does not follow any pattern. So let's now do this exercise. We just will revise this table. So when you look at this table, we call it, this is the table of fa'ala. We call it table of fa'ala. So let's do this. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'altu, fa'alna, yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, naf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu, if'al, if'alu, la taf'al, la taf'alu, fa'il, maf'ul, fi'l, wa fa'ala, يفعلت ويفعل هي تفعل أنت تفعل هي تفعل Alhamdulillah. This is your golden table. If you memorize it, you are through and through. If not, then you are in trouble. So look at fa'ala fa'alu. What's changing? The ending. So in the mazi, the ending changes and the fi'l madi. And in the fi'l muzari, the beginning changes. If I want to say, add the word not to do something, I'll add ma before the madi and la before the mudari. For example, let's see. This is the code fa for fatha, nun for nasara, dot for daraba, and sin for sami'a. So this is just practice. Fataha, for each table, there are three important verb types, three important forms that you should remember. For each verb table, three important forms. One is madi, other is muzari, and third is amr. So for fataha, it's fataha yaftau ifta, fa'ala yaf'alu if'al, ja'ala yajalu ij'al. And these are all the ones that you have read or studied with regard to nasara. So shakara, yashkuru, ushkur. And if I say, what is the file for shakara? Everybody has to tell. Shakir. See, it has to be the same sound. So shakar, if I give you any new fail, it should be a matter. If I say jama'a, he collected. Jama. So what is the file for jama'a? Jami'. See, think of the sound. Fa'il. Jama', jami'. Rafa'a means erase. So what is the file? Rafi'. Doctor, tell them how you practice them. You need to practice this. Any new? If I say, okay, jama'a, tell me the maf'ul of jama'a. So you go, jami' is file and majmu'. It has to be, even if you look at it grammatically, you can write it down and it will fall into place. If we have time, we can do this exercise at the end. Okay, inshallah. But look at it. For daraba, yadrib, yadribu, idrib, zanama, yazlimu, idlim, and sawara, yasbiru, isbir, and ghafara, yaghfiru, ighfir. Now, if I say, what is the masdar for daraba? Darb. Or darb. It could be darbun, darbin, darban. All three possibilities at the end. Remember, darbun, darbin, darban. And it is the masdar is a noun. So let's see, Zalama Yazlimu Idlim. What is the masdar for this? Zulm. So it does not follow any pattern. You just have to remember that for Zalama Yazlimu it is Zulm. For Sabara Yasbiru it is Sabr. And for Ghafara Yaghfiru it is? What is it? For Ghafara Yaghfiru, what is the masdar? Maghfiratun. Maghfiratun. We know maghfiratun, right? So again, so you can say, how come the maghfiratun doesn't sound? Say, so the masdars don't follow any sound pattern. Remember, if you were to identify a fail or a bab, you have to know two things.